wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. Hope he dies. Hope he dies of syphilis. Piece of shit.
I think I found I thought I had it on my phone. I was able to search it while the great one was talking. UW, University, Wyoming, cancels gender studies and diaspora degrees. Diaspora studies degree. What the fuck is a diaspora? Asked the author. Diaspora. Diaspora is a population that's been scattered from its original homeland and maintains a connection. Oh, you mean hyphenated ethnic studies degrees. Why didn't you just say ethnic studies? Look, I know you people at Wyoming NPR, this is where the article is from. Why you're not that smart. Okay? All you government people, especially you government journalists, which is like affirmative action journalists, you're not that smart. Okay? So just you don't have to use these fancy words to hide the fact you're not that smart. Just use normal words regular everyday people use. Your rubric according to the paradigm. Wyoming cancels gender studies and ethnic studies degree tracks. Oh no! What, you can't further impoverish women and minorities? That's what those degrees did. Right? Remember the hashtag women with degrees? It was disproportionately black women who were like celebrating their degrees, and all the degrees were worthless shit. And all you did was harm those women and minority women at that. I'm not joking. I'm being 100% sincere. Okay. I know. Understand when you are a young person and the Democrats and leftist teachers come up to you and say good things that sound good, that just means they're lubing the dildo to shove it inside you later. It's just the lube. It's just the feel-good lube. And then when they're done having their way with, quite literally, when they're done having their way with you, ideally they get you to take a PhD. You forked over $250,000 of your time and money, signed on die. You're impoverished and you just enriched a bunch of baby boomer elitists with their PhD in whatever African-American history. I will say it again. There's no bigger instance of Uncle Toms than African-American studies professors or African-American history professors, where it's black people. I guess there might be non-black PhDs or professors in those fields, just screwing over younger black people for their money for a worthless fucking piece of paper. A degree that has no employable skills, and you could have just read the interesting history thereof. You could just go in the library, got it for free. The University of Wyoming Board of Trustees voted on May 15th to cancel 5 degrees, including bachelor's degrees in African-American and diaspora degrees and gender and women's studies. It will also restructure the department that houses them. The programs were identified as low producing, meaning they weren't graduating enough majors. Good. The young kids are getting wise. They're starting to realize I'm not going to spend 4 years of my life and how much money on that. Good for you kids, young men, young women. Gender and women's studies produced 17 graduates in the last 5 years. Oh my, look, Wyoming doesn't have a lot of people to begin with, but that is awesome. That is awesome that you young ladies, at least in Wyoming, are realizing that it is a horrible degree and they didn't screw you over. African-American and diaspora studies produced 3. All right, well, not a lot of minorities in Wyoming either. But what few there are, at least only 3 of you got hoodwinked. Outside the department, those degrees shares, UW acts 3 other degree tracks, PhD in botany, MA in molecular biology, and BA in art history. You need to get rid. Look, I'm not saying get rid of the liberal arts or even the social sciences. Simply defund them. If you want to pay, I'm not saying don't ban college degrees. That's almost a freedom of speech issue. If you want to offer butt plug studies and fuzzy bunny degree study, go ahead, offer them, but it's all private money. There should be no loans put on that. You need to defund, not cancel, the entire liberal arts departments and all the social sciences. And then if you want to major in sociology or whatever, go ahead. You want to major in economics? You want to major in something stupid? Go ahead. I would say the same for business. The only degree we should be subsidizing at all should be accounting and MIS. That's it. You want to go marketing, bro, business, bro. Matter of fact, if I had my way, there'd be only about a third of the degrees would get any kind of government. Well, there'd be no government financing, but if we're going to have government financing, government loans, only on degrees that pay. The rest of you, you're paying cash for it. Many of the gender studies and diaspora studies courses themselves, which remain very popular, will still be available, but now they'll form the basis of a gender or diaspora studies minor for broader American studies degrees. The American Studies degree already exists and is the most popular degree track in its department. Out of what? Interim Provost Scott Turpin told the board that faculty support the degree shakeup. Really? Are Wyoming professors like not as parasitic as the others? It wasn't something coming down from administration that said this is the direction that we're going. He said it was a pretty robust conversation. The department exists today as the School of Culture and Gender and Social Justice. Fuck out of here, you parasites. But the trustees also approved the name change last week. Henceforth, the academic unit will be called the Department of American Cultural Studies. It will offer a bachelor's and a master's in American Studies, as well as a bachelor's in Native American Indigenous. That's to say, you're not helping American Indians. You're not. You're making it worse for them. Some poor kid off the reservation, well, they get free education anyway. That's another different problem we'll discuss later. You are wasting these young people's times. You're not going to help the American Indian community by giving them American Indian degrees. Here's your naval studying. Oh, look at my naval. Oh my God, it happens to be this type of naval. I have a PhD in my naval. You will help them teaching to be mechanics, welders, accountants, cops, whatever. Department head Stephen Dillon told the UW trustees the new structure will allow for better intersectional education and gave an example. All the courses are horseshit. There is no education, Wyoming Public Radio. The role of African American women in the civil rights movement can't be discussed or researched in the field of African American studies solely or in the field of gender studies solely. What do you mean it can't? Why don't you just go study it? Could we just call it the history department? You actually need the kind of resources in both fields. Shut the fuck up. You money grubbing whore. Shut the fuck up. We can't do it this way. We need an extra department. We need extra buildings. We need extra money. I need extra payment. Dude, just get the fuck out of here. Write a book. Do your research. Go write. You're free. Amazon, you can publish for free. Go. No, we're not paying you for your hobby, you lazy sack of filth. Students currently seeking a gender studies degree will be allowed to finish before the degree track is officially terminated. Great, that'll help them. Dillon said there are currently no declared African American or diaspora studies majors because kids woke the fuck up in Wyoming. I added that part. Conservative state lawmakers have tried repeatedly to outlaw gender studies at UW, but the legislation has never made it to the governor's desk. How the fuck not? UW officials say the legislative attacks on gender studies did not factor into the decision to cancel the degree track. Alumni, however, said UW should have fought for the degree. No. For you alumni, you are lazy parasites. Knock it the fuck off. At least the Wyoming taxpayers are sick and tired of paying for your fucking... Look, go study American history, whatever variant, whatever group, whatever ethnicity. It is interesting. But we're not paying you for it. Do it on your own. These adult children who expect to be paid for their hobbies. You're the most spoiled little bitches ever. UW regularly reviews its academic programs to identify, then eliminate or consolidate low-producing degree tracks. Remember when, I think it was Japan, eliminated all their worthless degrees? Said, yeah, we're not doing this. I think they got other problems of their own now. But there's a little bit of good news, huh? Hey, kids, especially minorities and women, Listen to me. I know I'm the white guy. Ooh, the evil white penis man. Look out. Ooh, scary. Scooby-Doo ghost. Ooh, look out. It's the white penis. Actually make a pretty good Venture Brothers villain or henchman, the white penis. I'm trying to help you. You are only going to go into debt and waste 4 years of your life studying these things. I don't care if you're a leftist Marxist and you want to promote equality and justice. Yes, you don't need a degree to do that. Why not major in accounting? Why not take my course, The World's Greatest Accounting Career? Learn how to be an accountant, make $50 an hour, and then also go participate in whatever political activities you want. You're not going to get a job with these degrees. You're not. You're just going to go into debt and enrich the Uncle Tom professors that hoodwinked you and stabbed you in the back. They're wealthy. They're fine because you pay them $400 a credit for a worthless fucking degree. They're good. They got their Lexus. You will be poor and in debt. You can read these books on, you don't even have to read the books. You just listen to an audiobook while you're hiking, while you're doing something enjoyable in life. And then you become an engineer or a doctor, and then you can make money and help smash the patriarchy or something justice or whatever it is. Until you start paying taxes, like, whoa, hang on. What do the taxes go to pay? Whoa, hang on. Also, I'm a little conservative now. Link below is my book, Worthless, The Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. Especially women and minorities, please get that book so you do not get fucked over. It is, you can but what if I want to continue hating white men? You can do that for free. You don't have to go to school. Guys, you don't have to go to college to hate white men, all right? You don't need to pay someone to learn to do it. You just wake up, dang, I hate white guys. And then you go be a welder and make $120 an hour. Okay. This is just trying to help. I want you to have the best of both worlds. I want you to maintain your bigotry and hatred, and I want you to make a lot of money. See how nice of a guy I am? Worthless, The Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. Link below. No super chats. There we go. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.